What's up, everybody? History with Logan here. And today's video, we are going to talk about each and every president's, fun facts about every U.S. president. Let's go to the first president, George Washington. He had slave teeth as his teeth, not elephant teeth. John Adams didn't have slaves. Thomas Jefferson had the most slaves in American history with 300 plus. Well, in presidential history. I think also in American history. James Madison, his mother, Eleanor Conway, lived almost 100 years. James Monroe has Ireland family members. So does Buchanan, and so does a bunch of more presidents, especially Kennedy and Biden. John Quincy Adams is the first of two son and father presidents. Andrew Jackson was an orphan before his 15th birthday. Martin Van Buren was not the first vice president elected. Faced off against three Whigs during his first election, and then lost against a Whig in his second election. And not only that, he had big sideburns. William Henry Harrison served the shortest tenure in office with only a month in the office. He died while in office. He was the first president to die while in office. John Tyler was elected to the Confederate Congress, but he died before serving. James K. Polk served the shortest retirement in presidential history, only lasting a few months. Zachary Taylor drank cherries and milk on the 4th of July celebration and then died a few days later. Millard Fillmore was in debt after serving as president and married his teacher. Yikes. Franklin Pierce was a huge alcoholic. James Buchanan, had a brother named George Washington Buchanan, and he likely started the Civil War. Many people consider him as the worst president. Abraham Lincoln, considered the best president, was born in a log cabin and got assassinated by John Wilkes Booth? Was it John Wilkes Booth? Yeah, it was John Wilkes Booth. Andrew Johnson is considered the second worst, was a part of the Civil Rights Administration, and after serving as president, became governor of Tennessee, or senator, I don't remember. Ulysses S. Grant was a military general during the Civil War. Rutherford B. Hayes was nicknamed Rutherford after winning the election by one electoral vote. James Garfield is the second president to was the second president to get assassinated in 1881. It would have survived if his doctors didn't kill him. Chester Arthur did a I don't know really that much about Chester A. Arthur. I do know about Robert Cleveland being also a heavy alcoholic and had a illegitimate son, and his ranters would chant, "Ma, Ma, where's my paw?" to attack his character. Benjamin Harrison is the first and only grandfather-grandson presidential combo, with William Henry Harrison being his grandfather. William McKinley was the third president to get assassinated in 1901. Theodore Roosevelt ran in 1912 for the third term and lost, but it was in second place. William Howard Taft did not get stuck in the bathtub, but after his presidency, did serve as a Supreme Court justice. Woodrow Wilson screened a KKK movie and said that it was accurate. Warren G. Harding had secret meetings and did not like the prohibition stuff going on. Calvin Coolidge had a challenge by a lady, and she said, you cannot say one word And then after that, after the end, Coolidge turned to her and said, "You lose." Herbert Hoover had Hoovervilles named after him because he didn't like him. They didn't like him. FDR served the longest terms in history, serving 4 terms and dying during his 4th, dying while in office in 1945. Harry Truman is the first president to drop an atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Dwight D. Eisenhower was a general during World War II. John F. Kennedy was the last president assassinated in Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963, and also was a senator of Massachusetts. LBJ was a senator of Texas and died in his plantation. Richard Nixon was a crook. Gerald Ford was a model. Jimmy Carter was the oldest president to live, dying on December 29th, 2024 at the age of 100 years old. Ronald Reagan was an actor. George H.W. Bush was a part of the CIA. Bill Clinton was one of the youngest presidents to serve in American history, and his wife ran for president against Donald Trump. More on that in a bit. George W. Bush is the second out of 2 presidents to have a father and son presidential combo. Barack Obama was the first black president in American history. His father was born in Kenya. Donald Trump is the first out of 2 presidents to serve non-consecutive terms. The other one was Grover Cleveland. Joe Biden was the oldest president to run a 2nd term in American history at the age of 80. He ran in 2024, 81. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.